HKTDC Director for UK, Benelux and Ireland, David Marsden, has been in Hong Kong briefing on the subject of trade flows to and from his area. The UK in particular has seen trade with Hong Kong drop away. David, are there specific sectors in the UK consumer markets where Hong Kong suppliers can really win out?
Yes, there are. I mean, despite the general gloom in Europe, UK is still the second largest market in Europe for Hong Kong. It's one of the top 10 markets worldwide, so it's a big market. There are niche areas, actually more than niche. Take, for example, the garment sector, still a quarter of our exports to the UK. Young people, teenagers are still voracious buyers of fashion garments. Now, this is fast fashion. This isn't classic fashion, this is fast fashion. It's kind of fashion that kids wear. There's a huge niche for sports watches, for sportswear, for performance textile garments of all kinds, because these are trendy. There's a big market in jewellery for both men and women. I don't wear the earring myself, but lots of young men do. There is, of course, a massive market in mobile communication and mobile telephony devices. Not just the iPad. The iPad is an icon, and the iPhone, I should say. But mobile phones of all sorts sell like hotcakes, especially amongst the young. So yes, there's still plenty to play for in the UK.
So when you're talking about those sort of products, are you really talking about the word value, or value for money, to use the phrase?
Let me say two things. The UK is an extremely price competitive market, so price is important. But where Hong Kong suppliers score is on value for money. We also score on our ethical sourcing practices, so we should stress our ethical sourcing, and also on our eco-friendly sourcing. So value, ethical, eco. Those are the areas where Hong Kong wins. And we're still doing pretty well, despite competition from the mainland, despite competition from Southeast Asia.
Hong Kong is a source for direct investment from the UK, but will that be shortly joined by UK professionals who want to come to Hong Kong because they haven't got the business back in the UK?
You're absolutely right. I was speaking to Invest Hong Kong yesterday. Of their 160 successful investment projects so far this year, that's January to May, 50 have come from Europe, and of that 50, 18 have come from the UK. Anecdotally, Invest Hong Kong are probably twice as busy this year as they were last year. And so, as you say, there's a stream of high-tech, high-value, professional business service and support companies coming from the UK. There's one company that's just arrived with a library of licensed textile designs. And these designs are licensed to textile manufacturers, curtain makers, carpet makers, garment makers. This library has been relocated from London to Hong Kong. So yes, there is, and we think that in the next 2 years, this post-crisis, this flow will increase.
UK companies know about Hong Kong and entering the Chinese mainland market, but is that list going to get longer because UK companies simply haven't got the sort of business that they had before in the UK and in Western Europe?
Yes, let's be honest, I think Western Europe and especially the UK will be quiet for the next 2 to 5 years. It will be very hard for British companies to sell to their Western customers. Remember that 50% of British exports go to the EU. The EU will be quiet for up to 5 years. The future of the world commercially is here. It's not just the Michael Gagans of HSBC coming back to Hong Kong, but a host of smaller companies, SMEs, small professional and creative services companies are coming here. One company in Britain told me that it's now or never to go to Hong Kong. If I wait for 2 years for the UK economy to pick up, I may not have a company to carry on with. So come to Hong Kong now, jump in whilst you can. It's now or never.
Ireland, like the UK, has bitten the bullet where it comes to austerity measures, but is the Irish consumer market a mirror image, really, of the UK market?
It's pretty similar. Many of the British and international retailers are based in Ireland, especially in the metropolitan economy of Dublin. The Irish case is special because Ireland was doing so well for so long and in some years achieved double-digit rates of GDP growth and has taken a real tumble and has had to take some really painful, bitter economic medicine. So the Irish market will be quiet for 2 to 5 years, and I think you'll find more Irish businesses coming here. Now, the Irish have been in southern China for 200 years, so for the Irish somehow to come back to Hong Kong is like coming home. So look out for the Irish investors as well.
David, you also look after the Benelux countries, that's Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg, but are these markets really better than those in the United Kingdom and Ireland?
It's a very good point. It's a very good point. The Benelux at the moment, first quarter of 2010, is growing by 20%. Now, for a mature Western European economy, to grow as a market for Hong Kong in double-digit figures is already remarkable. Germany is down by 10%, Britain's down by about 4%. I think France is growing by 4%. But the Benelux is growing by 20%. You have a small country of very affluent consumers who are very pro-Hong Kong. They are major investors in Hong Kong. So I would say for any Hong Kong company coming to Western Europe, stop off in Amsterdam, stop off in Brussels, go to Luxembourg and Antwerp, and TDC is there to help you. It will be worth the visit.